And Tyler is my judge. He's currently holding multiple cameras. 5, 4.
So fucking bad. Took a minute off my time.
That's good, eh? Like, that's a huge improvement thanks to Rich.
Good old Rich. Fucking smoked, man.
Do you reckon you would have been able to do that as well, like that repeat, if you didn't see Rich Froning do it?
No sense. You gotta copy the GOAT. If he does it, it's good enough for you.
Dude, that was amazing.
That hurt a lot, man. Still not as bad as the other night.
Alright beasts, you're gonna hit some German volume squats, 10 sets of 5 at 70%, let's fucking do it. It's 10 sets done. 10 sets done. Doing some snatch pulls now. Let's get it. I have no idea if I'm starting yet or not. Just sitting here like a bozo, like. I fucking hate you.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
So then I was like to Rich Froning, I can snatch you 1 RM for reps. Oh, we're recording. Anyway, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of content of me lifting, training, and Evan crushing 20.5. If you did, subscribe to the damn channel, buy my shirts. Buy the shirts, link description. It's only like $38. Don't be a pussy. Just buy them. I need money. Let's get into the Torian Pro. Torian Pro 3-day competition hosted at the Padrafter Stadium in Queensland, Australia. One of probably the biggest events, and I would nickname it the CrossFit Games of Australia. You had everyone who's everyone was there. You had China Cho and Tasia from Team Mayhem. You also had the Rich Froning Jr., the likes of Roy McKinnon and Kiki there for commentary. You also had me, the Absolute Beast, which definitely would be the main event. I even got a photo, Rich got a photo with me. He lined up for quite a few hours to get that one. So there was quite a few people there. It was a very esteemed event, and Evan Morris was competing as well as alongside me. Now, I don't want to brag, but I was in the harder division. I mean, he didn't have to verse Rich Froning. I did. So, I mean, you could say that I am the elite and he was in the scale division, but Evan competed in the individual competition for the men, and I did the pairs pro. So that was the setup basics of the weekend. It was a 3-day competition starting on Friday, and we started our first workout with the open. Only problem with the open workout is no one had any fucking idea what it was. And I was super nervous until about 11 o'clock, literally staring at the live stream for like an hour waiting for it to start. And then when I heard it, I was literally like to the class the night before that I coached. I was like, hey guys, if the workout does not include ring muscle ups, wall balls, and rowing, I'd be super happy. Well, guess what? Ring muscle ups, wall balls, and rowing is exactly what it included, but turned out pretty well. But I'm going to get Jess, who's behind the camera, lovely Jess, to ask me a few questions about the weekend, and I'll try and answer as honestly and as openly as possible based on my thoughts, experiences. Let's get it. That's your turn, Jess. You're meant to ask questions. Don't leave the people silent.
Okay.
My leg's hurting. Anyway.
So my first question is, out of everyone in the individual events, who impressed you the most?
It's going to be a biased answer. Evan, definitely Evan. And that's not because just the fact that he's awesome and my best friend, which plays a huge bias part into it. But I feel like Evan's placing this weekend wasn't unexpected, but when he said it, it was almost one of those things that you're like, yeah, buddy, you'll definitely come podium position, because you see the list of dudes who were competing. They're like the top, the 32 individual males competing are the 32 top males pretty much on the Australian leaderboard, minus Baden Brown and Khan Porter, who got injured during the weekend. So
Evan Morris, if I'm being honest with you, a name that I knew by looking at the leaderboard, and I've seen him in past competitions from time to time, but not a name when I think of Australian functional fitness competitions that jumps out. It wouldn't have been on the tip of my tongue. Great to see. He's really impressed me this weekend.
And get it back onto the bar. So Evan Morris, so far, our most successful lifter. I'm going over to his judge now, and that lift was 160 kgs.
Evan Morris really going for it and getting it. Evan Morris, no shirt, bottom of screen.
We hit 165, 165 for Evan Morris. Evan, another fantastic event for you. I want to hear about the highlights of your weekend here at the Torian Pro. What stands out the most?
Probably just the atmosphere and the crowd has been awesome, so it really pushes you through to push a little bit harder, for sure.
You're absolutely crushing it this year in the Open. So when you look at the trajectory of the year, what are your goals for 2020?
The only goal I said, I wanted to sort of qualify for 5 sanctioned events, so if I can tick that off, I'll be stoked.
Where will we see you compete?
Hopefully strength and depth, Pandaland, Dubai, Aussie, like the Australian CrossFit Championship, and Down Under, and maybe West Coast.
All right, well, it's been fun watching you compete, and good luck for the rest of the year as well.
No, thank you very much.
Next question.
Same question applies, but for the females.
Maddie Sturt. I feel like Jessica Coughlin, who was amazing all weekend, literally just choked in the last 2 events. Maddie Sturt just like chipped away and like chimed through. And she also outlifted Jess. Like, if you've ever seen Maddie, she's like this short, like not even joking, like literally this short from the ground. For her to split jerk more than Jess Coughlin, who when I was standing next to, she was like, her shoulders were so rounded forward and her arms were so big. I was like, fuck man. I was like, these down. I was like a bit self-conscious, that's for sure. So the fact that it comes down to being that hooper effect and being consistent over a broad amount of events rather than winning a certain amount of events is literally the reason why I do CrossFit, because in any other sport, if you win the first half of the game, normally you're going to win the second half. Like, that's just how it works. So yeah, Maddie Sturt, super impressive performance.
In your opinion, what was your favourite workout? to do?
Now I look back on it, I probably say the squat clean rope climb, synchronized rope climb with the 2RM split jerk. I feel like that had all the elements of the competition. What do you mean that look for?
2RM?
Yeah, oh sorry, 2 minutes to find a 1RM. Whatever mate, alright? It's been a long weekend. So yeah, it was, let's retry that again. It was 3 rope climbs and it was 2 squat cleans each at 110. And the rope climbs had to be synchronized for 4 rounds, and then at the 6-minute mark you did a 2 minutes to find a 1RM split jerk. So that was my favorite event by far. A couple of reasons why. Firstly, never done a synchronized rope climb before, and those ropes are higher than the ones that we have at our gym, so it was a lot funner to do more work to get to the top. Secondly, love squat cleans, love cleans in general, so it was fun to get under the heavy barbell, and 110 isn't a lightweight for that many reps, so it's pretty cool. And then a 2RM split jerk, so 1RM split jerk for 2 minutes. It put you under the pressure because you literally had 2 attempts to try and get a lift. Now, if anyone saw the awesome meme of Jay Crouch getting sniped by the barbell, yeah.
And while Jay, oh!
You too would have a good old chuckle, but I hit 140. So I was super happy with that weight on the day too. So that's close to my 1RM. It's about 2.5 kilos off. And yeah, enjoyed that event. Just loved it. It was just fun.
An event that was harder than what you expected it to be.
Then that was harder, I'd say would probably be the row, burpee box jump over, worm thrusters. Now, I've never touched a worm, let alone a 2-person worm. So it was a bit different. Also started with a 5-meter row, and if you see my open performance, which you will soon, rowing is not my strength, so I was able to keep up with all the other dudes with the row and get off to the burpee box jumps first, but poor Chris over there was dying a little bit, so I was sitting at the bottom of every burpee waiting for him to catch up. By the time we got to the worm, we had like 30 seconds, so we only got I think we got 5 the first round, and the next 3 rounds we got 1 rep on each round, but it was difficult, and a lot of coordination, so there's so much respect that goes to those top teams that are able to literally look like they're just teleporting over their shoulders with that worm. So yeah, that was definitely a harder event, and it's probably the longest event apart from the open workout, so it means the most effort, cardio, etc.
What was the most entertaining event to watch?
You'd be silly not to say the snatch ladder or the final event, because both of them were just as cool. I'd probably even say the final event even more. It was definitely different. Only one other competition has ever done that before that I've seen, and that's the Brazilian CrossFit Championship. But I feel like the workout that Torian picked for this workout was just far more intense than you'd ever expect. So it was 30 drag rope double unders, which if you've never used a drag rope before, it's like a really thick rope, but like normal weighted handles. So it goes around a little bit slower, so you have to work quite a bit harder. And then it was 6 overhead squats progressing every 2 up to a next square, and then sprint to the finish. The last 2 people of the heat would get eliminated. You'd go back to the start, you'd do it again. I think that event in every heat, no matter which it was, whether it was guys, girls, or teams, it was just so intense. So yeah, I feel like that was definitely the most one of the most entertaining events, followed very closely by the snatch ladder, because that was very similar, except when it got to the last ladder of the snatch ladder, it wasn't more of a sprint, because most of the dudes had to really slow down, because I mean 120 was pretty fucking heavy, so I don't feel like anyone was sprinting through that. But yeah, I feel like they were probably definitely the 2 most entertaining events.
Okay, so probably my last question, but...
Question. Can I phone a friend?
No.
Fuck.
So last question is, what was your favourite part about Torian that wasn't about the workouts, wasn't about, like, what was probably like something that happened that wasn't, I guess, workout related, that happened, that you enjoyed the best at Torian?
Okay, so you mean like a random experience that...
A random experience?
Oh, there's so many.
But just...
Let's go the main ones. So, first day I got there, actually, Hold on just a second. So first day I got there, the first vendor we went to that was opened was Blue Dinosaur. The owner, Mike, gave me 2 boxes of these. So this one here, the salted caramel, first I'd never tried before, pretty damn good. It was like too oily or something, and he's just like, you can have it. I'm like, a full box. By the way, they're like $5 a bar. So I was like, damn! And then he gave me a full box of cookies and cream. Now, the cookies and cream has to be my favorite flavor. I mean, Jess could probably agree as well. And Evan definitely can, because Evan ate half of them. Just crazy, insane, good flavor. But this dude, his name was Mike, owner of it, just literally gave us 2 boxes. We just had a great chat with him, so that was an awesome experience. Secondly, True Protein gave me all this random stuff. They're like, if you wear it on the floor, we'll give it to you. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Literally just went straight on the floor and wore it. Like, I guess I'm not used to being considered a sponsored athlete, so I think that's a different experience for me. The snatch event downstairs before, there was probably about 64 men with just trying to warm up their snatch in a room no bigger than this room right here, which is like probably like a 2x2 square meter floor. So like there was no space at all, and there's just so many men warming up, and it made me super like jacked up and ready to go. Even though this kind of counts as an event, but going onto the floor at the Saturday night during the squat snatch ladder, like just being on the floor with the lights and all the crowd, there's probably 1,000 people there at that time. That was insane. Never had that happen before. And probably just spending a lot of good time with my teammates. I'm a very big team player, so that was cool. And actually, Jess just mouthed me off. Guy named Ethan came up to me. He's one of our subscribers, so hello Ethan. It was awesome seeing you and meeting you. I've never had anyone come up to me for anything and recognize me, apart from people who obviously go to my gym and people who call me a cunt. So while I run, so I feel like that was an awesome experience to have someone come up to me. I mean, I know that Team Richie is pretty popular and he was there, which is one of the people I forgot to mention, but not as popular as me because someone came up to me and got it.
What's up, Tyler? I heard you're an absolute beast. I'm just a little bit disappointed that you're not here. But good luck with YouTube and whatever, and I'll see you here next year.
But yeah, that's probably about all. That's all about this video, that's for sure. I don't know about you guys. What is your favorite moment of Torian? If you watched the live streams, whether you were there or, like I said, you're at home having a good time, what was your favorite moment? Leave it down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear exactly what you enjoyed about it. But they're my favorite moments of the Torian Pro, and I hope you enjoyed all the little clips we snuck in there too. Otherwise, stay a beast.